Some people say they've been asking for months, some even years, for the city to clear it out a congested flood channel, but they say nothing's done.
CBS 8's Esmeralda Perez is live tonight in the Southcrest neighborhood. Esmeralda, what are some of the top concerns you're hearing from people there?
Yeah, well, I spoke to many people here in this neighborhood, and they have just a variety of concerns. They want to know when help is going to become available for them, and when their living situation is going to get better, and when they're going to be spending the night, where they're going to be spending the night. Now, I want you to take a look at what's behind me. It looks like someone's whole living room is just out in their front yard here. Now, earlier today, about 100 people all gathered here in this street on Beta. Now, they say that this amount of damage could have been prevented.
Every community in the whole San Diego County, in the state, in the nation, so for everybody, federally wise and statewide, city-wise, should maintain their property, the roads and everything, so everybody can have a safe living environment and not just nature.
This is what Beta Street looks like today after Monday's storm flooded this neighborhood. Today, a crowd of them gathered, all with damaged homes, all saying this could have been prevented.
My house, just take a look. My house is ruined. It's completely destroyed.
Greg Montoya filed a lawsuit in 2019 along with his neighbors when their homes got flooded.
People could have died. The city of San Diego, they are so neglectful. Thank God nobody died.
They reached a settlement with the city of San Diego. Now, with Monday's heavy downpours, his home is one of many that became flooded again. At the moment, Greg is looking for an attorney to file a lawsuit.
Because I believe I can win because of the documentation that I have.
CBS 8 reached out to the mayor's office for comment but have not heard back. Greg says he reached out to the city several times to get the storm channel near his home fixed.
If they would have followed up with all the emails that I sent them about cleaning the storm drains, cleaning the channel, if they would have followed up with that, like I asked them to do, then we wouldn't be in this situation.
I spoke to attorney Evan Walker. He represented Greg and other people affected in the suits filed in 2019. He was in the neighborhood today to check out the damage and answer questions. He recommends those affected to do several things.
Absolutely make the insurance claim, document the damage. And secondly, if you think that the city is responsible for what happened, understand that you could file a government tort claim. It just has to be filed within a certain period of time.
For people like Mayra Gomez, her flood insurance won't cover Monday's storm damage in her home.
Water has to be coming in through the roof, so a leak, flooding through a leak, or it has to be like a broken pipe where there's flooding. Any groundwater doesn't cover.
As neighbors on Beta Street cleaned up, people handed out coffee, bread, and flowers. Claudia Moreno is one of those volunteers. She wasn't affected by the storm, but felt she had to do something to help.
I can only imagine what these people went through.
District 8 Councilmember Vivian Moreno represents this area. She spoke with people to see what resources they need.
Big dumpsters, manpower, people to come out and help clean up, and also boxes.
Now, I do want to provide an update that just before going on air, I did get a chance to speak to the city of San Diego's Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Chris McFadden, who oversees the stormwater transportation and public utilities. Now, he does acknowledge that this is a community impact. Now, he also told me that even the systems that are engineered to today's standards are going to flood. Now, the city says this area is a floodplain and that no amount of preparation could have spared this amount of damage. Now, we'll have more details on the rest of his response on the online version of this story at cbs8.com. Jesse.
Esmeralda, of course, we got quite a bit of rain, especially for what we see here in San Diego normally. But what other issues are people facing out there now because of all that?
Now, some residents that I spoke to just briefly before, going on air, they did tell me that they got their gas service cut off early this morning. They received this notice on their front door, and they just don't know when it's going to come back. And, they needed, some of the people that I spoke to say they've been sleeping in their cars, and they just don't have a place to live because, their home is just not safe to do so.
A lot of people in need in that neighborhood. Hopefully moves are being made to get that happening there. Esmeralda Perez live for us tonight. Esmeralda, thank you.